Unattractive, disturbing, annoying, cringeworthy, gross, rude, inappropriate, disgusting. I bet when you hear these words in regards to dating, you think of things like someone smacking their mouth when they eat or kissing you after stuffing their face with garlic. But have you ever thought about the other things that are considered disgusting and disturbing to men? You see, there's many things that make men's skin crawl and make them never want to date a woman ever again. In fact, you may have a few things that disgust you about men. Now, I'm not going to tell you about superficial things like her hair swirling on the walls of the shower or wearing a face caked full of makeup. I'm going to tell you the things that almost all high-quality men cannot stand, but would never tell you to your face. In fact, he might even be out the door before you even realize these things are a problem. So what are they? Well, here are the 5 common habits that men find disgusting. Number 1, she's addicted to her phone. Nowadays, this is a pretty common habit among men and women. Being addicted to your phone isn't great for a variety of reasons, but in a relationship or a dating scenario, it can be really detrimental. Imagine going on a date and the person you're with greets you and then sets their phone down on the table. As you're talking, he casually touches the screen to check his email. Immediately you start to wonder, well, wait, does he think that I'm boring? And then the food comes and you dive your fork into your creamy pasta and you slurp it up and he says, no, I wanted to take a picture of that. You messed it up. Try to put your pasta back to how it was. Can't we just enjoy noodles in peace? You might be thinking. Maybe you've been on a date like this before, or maybe you've been the amateur pasta photographer. Well, when it comes to dating, men and women are looking for someone who wants to enjoy special moments with them, who can make them feel special when they're together. This is how you build an emotional connection that goes beyond intimacy. And it's super important if you want to be in a committed relationship. The truth is that our phone is a distraction. It allows us to escape the inevitable tension that results from the masculine-feminine dynamic. Now that tension, it's powerful and it's important to a relationship. It's impossible to build intimacy and connection with anyone if you're constantly texting or scrolling through news or social media. I don't care if you're an influencer or you just love sharing pictures with your family and friends, it's one of the fastest ways to avoid real human connection. And on top of that, it's a drug. Social media companies are known to use behavioral psychology to try to trigger dopamine in your brain, and you just need more and more of it. High-quality men are typically the guys who are able to avoid immediate rewards and invest in a long-term payoff. And I encourage you to take the same approach. Try to stay in the moment, staying present. Even if you have that physical desire to escape into your social media world, the stronger that you can practice being present, the more that men can feel that presence with you. Number 2 is keeping the passion alive with toxic behavior. You see, no one likes it when someone picks a fight with them for no reason. And this has a lot to do with insecurity in the relationship, like we mentioned earlier. Sometimes women and men, they pick fights with their partner as a way to create a connection. They start fights because they want to keep the relationship fiery and passionate, and they're afraid that their love's fading away when things become too stable. They may mistake the peaceful stability for being boring or stale. But frankly, starting fights as a way to spark passion in a relationship, it's very unhealthy. You want to avoid being seen like this. Even healthy relationships go through ups and downs, but you don't want to be the source of pain in your relationship. The man that you're dating, he's eventually going to recognize any toxic behavior and want to separate himself from it, which means leaving you. Now, I promise, creating a fight to ensure the person you're dating cares, it's not the answer to your relationship woes. If you feel like you want to spice things up, focus on creating meaningful moments with him. And that could mean going on a date at a place with a beautiful environment. Being in some kind of an aesthetically beautiful place is really helpful to change our attitude and emotions. Another way to create a meaningful connection is by doing something physically challenging together, like rock climbing or hiking, or taking him on a magical surprise date that he wouldn't expect. When you're faced with a physical challenge, your primal instincts kick in, and if you can experience those primal emotions with others, there's a shared bonding that's experienced. It's just another way to build connection. Finally, you could try taking an emotional risk with him, and that's when you reveal a part of you that he hasn't seen before, such as a character flaw or a guilty pleasure, or introducing him to friends and family. Seeing this vulnerable side of you is going to make him feel bonded to you emotionally. Now, I don't mean you should start sharing baggage as a way to make him feel sorry for you. I mean revealing maybe some cute or quirky things about your personality that you might leave off your dating profile, but might be endearing and personal to someone who cares about you and wants to get to know you. Maybe you can reveal a silly phobia that you have. Personally, I'm getting the chills just saying it. I can't stand the sound of popsicle sticks when they rub against a napkin or nail files. Those two things, it makes the hair on my skin stand up. My wife hates the sound of cotton swabs. If you like rub two cotton swabs together. I know this is weird. I get it. There's some weird genetic drift going on, but it's like a weird, quirky thing. And sharing things like that, it makes us feel human. Feels like we know something unique and personal about someone, and it's kind of funny. Number 3 is insecurity in the relationship. Insecurity in the relationship just means that the woman a man is dating is always looking to him for some kind of reassurance that he still likes her and wants to be with her. So if he's showing you through his words and actions that he wants to be with you, there's not a need to ask him or to nag him constantly for his attention and affection. When we approach relationships out of fear, we can't be the confident, loving, giving partner that we need to be. The highest value relationships are the ones where people don't need to be with the other person to survive. Instead, they're choosing to be with each other to thrive. So if he wants to spend some time with his friends or do his own thing, don't immediately resort to the worst case scenario in your mind. It's important to be confident in yourself so that you're not constantly relying on your boyfriend to make you feel good about yourself. When you know that you're an amazing, smart, beautiful woman, you won't question his feelings about you. You're going to be thinking, wow, this guy is lucky to be with me. He would be a fool to let me go. And if he does that, well, I wouldn't want to be with him anyway. I only want someone who loves me fiercely and appreciates all the great things that I bring to the table. Now, maybe you're saying, well, the reason I feel insecure in my relationship is because my boyfriend makes me feel that way. He's hot, he's cold, sometimes he's into me and then he ignores me. Sometimes he'll be angry and talk down to me or disregard my feelings. Well, listen, if that's the case, then that's not the type of man that you want to be with. You want to be with someone who cherishes you and shows you love through their words and actions. Being with your partner, it should make you feel a sense of peace. You know that he's there for you, that he loves you. Don't stay in a relationship with a man who makes you feel insecure. And also, don't be insecure in a relationship if he doesn't give you that reason to be. Sometimes it's important to just pause, take a step back, and wait a day before responding or reacting. Because sometimes just a day allows you to get a little bit more clarity on what's really going on. Number 4, gossiping like she's in high school. The most loyal, considerate men are not going to appreciate the excitement and entertainment of gossiping about others. There's a few reasons why these guys won't tolerate this behavior. First of all, high-quality men are way too interesting and passionate to waste their precious time talking about other people's failures or challenges. They have their own stories that they're more interested in discussing or living. Second, when your cup is filled and you're happy and fulfilled, you don't want anyone to suffer. You don't want them to suffer in life, and you certainly don't want to be spreading negative or embarrassing information about anyone else. The best question to ask yourself is, am I being helpful to this person? By sharing this information, is it helping them or harming them? Am I okay if this person finds out what I'm saying about them? I find in general, it's just best not to mention others when they're not around. And finally, smart men know the truth about gossipers. If someone's going to gossip to you, they'll gossip about you. Your boyfriend doesn't want your mom or sister or best friend knowing if he's got a problem in the bedroom or if there's an embarrassing story that make him look bad. He's trusting you with his secrets. He's being vulnerable and hoping that you'll respect his privacy by keeping some of your challenges and more of the personal issues shared between you and him, keeping that between you and him. Men want a woman who have our back and are going to support us, not character assassinate us. Ideally, you can look him in the eye and deal with the issue rather than talking to other people about it. I can't stress how important this is. If the man that you're dating will overhear you talking negatively about him to others, it's just going to break his trust, and he may never view you in the same way again. It might make him question if he actually wants to continue being in a relationship with you. Number 5 is nonstop complaining. This may seem obvious. Men want their partner to be a source of light, positivity, and fun in their lives. If the woman that they're dating complains or takes a situation that they may be excited about and points out a negative light, it's a turnoff. You see, high-quality men are typically trying really hard to impress the woman they love. They want to be seen as a protector, as a hunter and provider. So if a man goes out of his way to impress his girlfriend by taking her to a nice dinner and she goes, wow, the service is slow, this wine isn't good, the chicken's bland, he's going to think, why am I bothering? It's not appreciative. And this may seem obvious, but the big idea here is really important. It's about being with someone that helps you to see the good in life. It's about being with someone that helps guide your thoughts and actions towards what's helpful versus what's unhelpful. And if it becomes a daily occurrence where one partner is bringing the other down or pointing out all the negative, that's a hard thing to handle. As they say, misery loves company. And you know what every guy does not want in their life, any high-quality person? It's misery. Now, as humans, our emotions can affect others. When you're in a good mood, being around someone who's complaining, it just turns a great opportunity into a frustrating moment. So if you have something that you're unhappy with, like your job, and you're complaining about it in and out, he's going to start thinking about what your overall lifestyle is like and the emotional state that you spend most of your time in. High-quality people, they want to surround themselves with successful people who are happy and grateful about life, who are proactively taking on challenges rather than complaining or avoiding them. So it's important to adopt a positive, action-oriented mindset so when you're around other people, you're making them feel refreshed and energized. So now that you know the common habits that men find disgusting, you can work on avoiding these behaviors and also looking for these behaviors in partners that you want to be with. Now, of course, this video just scratches the surface on men's biggest turnoffs. And maybe you're thinking, listen, how am I supposed to figure out what men really like and don't like because, you're not a man? Well, luckily, you don't need to be left in the dark. 6 months ago, I came across one of the most valuable dating discoveries ever. And I believe it's going to give you the power to stop feeling alone or insecure or confused when it comes to dating. I call this new approach going inside the male mind, and it's going to show you all about how men think from their deepest desires to what scares them to the things that turn them off from a woman completely. We're even unveiling the tactics for how to make a man want to commit to you for a lifetime. So if you're interested in hearing about this, I just released a brand new exclusive presentation where I explain the approach in depth, and you can watch that right now by clicking the link beneath this video in the description. If you struggled at all with getting or keeping a relationship with a high-quality man, you're going to love learning the exact techniques that you can use and implement to move a guy from hookup mode to begging to want to commit to you. Now, I've got to warn you, the doors are about to slam shut on this offer very soon. And once 100 more women have joined the program, we're going to be closing it to new members. So if you're tired of second-guessing yourself, being disappointed by short-lived relationships, or not knowing why men act the way they do, just click my link here beneath this video to learn more about Inside the Male Mind. I hope to see you there.